Well, I've seen him practice a few times with this bunch.
What, how do you put your
Nothing. No, not necessarily. A couple. I think anytime you struggle offensively, it's human nature to force a couple. But even with as poor as we shot it, I think at the 5-minute mark, Chicken had one go rattle in and out a couple times, and that ball goes in. It's 50-47. So, which tells you a little bit about how hard we were playing at the other end. You know, we're a team that you know, we need all our parts working on the same night, like against Connecticut. You know, everybody played well. And you learn not to confuse shooting poorly with playing poorly. You know, we had some guys that shot poorly against Connecticut. I mean, we shot 37%, but but we had a lot of guys play good. You know, tonight we had some guys that, you know, didn't show up for whatever reason, and because of our margin of error, we just can't we just can't overcome that. But I thought our kids battled. You know, Tulsa got off to a great start. We came back, you know, took the momentum into halftime up 5. We came down and scored right away. Scored the first possession. We ran a set play, drew up a play at halftime, and scored it. Next thing you know, they come down and scored. And we had a lot of good looks early. But one of the things, and the only way to fix some of our issues is recruiting, which we will. But we're not a team that's built to beat people off the dribble, get into the paint, and create. We really don't have that guy. You know, LJ is a very cerebral point guard that plays at his pace, but he's not going to, you know, 2 or 3 boom, 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 quick moves and get in the paint, create. So what Tulsa did tonight was switch. They switched their bigs onto LJ, and when you bigs are guarding your guards have to be able to get by them and get in the paint. Because there's no screening action now that creates an advantage because they switch all your screens. So that was something that we struggled with tonight.
Kelvin, you talked about building a foundation, building a winning culture. That kind of relates to the game, but the student section I was still had a really strong student section, like the 3rd or 4th game in a row that I've seen. How important is that in terms of building the culture, building the foundation that you want?
I think it's critical. You know, we're coming off of a win against Rice, a win against Connecticut. You know, you can tell our students are behind us. You can tell it. You know, when I walk around campus, the feedback I get, and you know, I know the kids that we have coming back. I know the kids we have coming in. I know the kids we're recruiting. This is going to be fun, man. It is. I don't go overboard on days like Sunday when we beat Connecticut, and I certainly don't get too low on nights when we can't make a basket and lose to Tulsa. You know, you can see the foundation being built, and these students see it. Our kids are trying. You know, there's no such thing as no effort. You know, Mikael McLean broke his foot. He's out for the year. Tough break for us. Playing his best basketball of his career and having the most fun. I was on the phone with him last night, and it's just, you know, a tearjerker. You know, he's just sad that he would do that this time of the year. LaRon Barnes is 100+ degree temperature. Didn't see him all day. Didn't go to class. Didn't come to practice. Didn't think he was going to even show up tonight. So when we have things like that for this team, that's monumental for our team. Some teams it's not nothing. You know, Tulsa's got 5 starters back from a team that went to the tournament. They can survive a lot of things. We can't. Not this year. We have to have everything go right for us. And we miss LaRon's positive energy. We miss Mikael's leadership. Those little things like that are critical to this team. But the positive is what you said, and I appreciate you saying that, is our student section being full. You know, there's a lot of empty seats in there, sure there are, but you can tell what kind of home court advantage we have when we get this thing rocking and rolling.
So you've now gone through, I guess, the rotation of teams. When you look at what Tulsa's done, I don't think they've lost a conference game in about a year, and what they put on the floor. They as good as the teams that you've seen, based on paper and also what you've seen on.
Yeah, well, they haven't played SMU yet, and they haven't played Cincinnati yet. So, I don't think it's fair to have a final. I mean, they've beat Houston twice. They've beat South Florida twice. They've beat Central Florida, Tulane. Tulsa's got a good team, but they've got to play SMU twice and Cincinnati twice, and those are two pretty good teams too. I think the three best teams in our conference: Tulsa, Cincinnati, and SMU. I think we have to wait for them to play each other to see.